Okay, so we were on the live and a couple of nights ago, and you had already shared it in the team chat, the family chat. And as soon as we got the live, I immediately went to the interview, and I could not stop reading. It was captivating, even though I know some of the stories, the depth, insight, and execution of this article per se. And it definitely was the way it was delivered. It was not an interview to me is like, where you from? I'm from so and so. But it was so much depth inside of the information that was provided. The delivery was very inspiring to me. It was reminiscent. It was encouraging. So I was like, yeah, he went all out on this one because just the thought of dedicating yourself to taking a risk on your passion and your talents and focusing on everything, all of your energy, all your essence, and being a creative as an artist, a fellow artist, like I was sharing with him. No, I haven't, done what he's done by no means, but the inspiration and encouragement that I received just from listening to it, based off the fact that I didn't get the same opportunity to have that support network to say, I'm going to be here and there because, divorcee kids, you got to make ends meet. So with those narratives, it still said, okay, regardless of the age, regardless of what's going on in 2024, if you still have the gifts and the talents, you still can do that. On the other slice part of it, as an entrepreneur, jack of all trades as well, master of none, master of so many things. It made me think about different business ventures that I started and stopped because of adversity. But listening to the interview, it made me think, okay, so he didn't start and stop, regardless of health concerns and almost dying. Even though he only shared those stories, it's been other times, but those were the two biggest situations that took place that could have said, no, I'm just done. I'm just going to be regular degular, but there's nothing regular about him. So it was absolutely impressive. The icing on the cake for me was the latter part of the interview when he was talking about legislation and support for creatives and inspiring upcoming young people and investing in their talents and investing in their ability to know how to be able to retain and get grants and funding through legislation and different ways just to be able to pursue without being connected to, real talk, the demonic of the industry. Because independent is the way to go. You may not be on the BET Awards, but you still have your soul. So it was just so much. It was so filling. I said, I got to read that again. I haven't got to read it again, but I'm definitely going to read it again.
Absolutely. I'm just going to piggyback on some of the things you said. His adversity, looking at his story, and like you was mentioning what he's been through, and how he was able to overcome a lot of those obstacles. Just like you said, I read the story myself 2-3 times. I was like, this is really, really deep. I just want to say to you, MB, you are a true blessing, and this should absolutely go out to the masses because it was a great interview. You went more in depth of your story and your health conditions, and to see that you're still standing, it wows me. I mean, I really enjoy reading the story, the interview. Like towards the end, I like when you talked about the strategies. There were 7 strategies. I can't really name the 7 strategies, but that really resonated in me. I was like, I need to write this down for my life, for things that I do. So it was just really insightful article. It really was.
Would you like me to read the presentation? I can read it. Can I read the presentation? All right. It said, hi, Norris. Thanks for joining us today. Can you open up about a risk that you've taken, what it was like taking that risk and why you took the risk and how it turned out? So your answer to that particular question was, I've always had a passion for music, but I was working a 9 to 9 to 5 job that paid well and offered stability. I was thankful for it, but often left me drained without little energy or time to focus on my music. I spent years playing gigs on the weekends, writing songs in my spare time, hustling to get my music noticed. Over time, I realized that I was sacrificing my passion for security, and that didn't sit well with me anymore. I started to gain some traction with my music, getting noticed by local radio stations and even booking some bigger gigs. I felt this incredible sense of fulfillment when performing and creating. One day, attended a music event and saw a fellow artist who had made a similar leap. This energy and passion sparked something in me. I thought, if they can do it, why can't I? That night, I went home and made a plan. The fear of financial instability was definitely there. I had to weigh my love for music against the comfort of a stable paycheck. It's hard to let go of something that provides security, but I also realized that life is too short to not pursue what you truly love. After a lot of reflection and discussions with my family and friends, I decided that for me, happiness and fulfillment in my work, I'm able to dedicate my time to writing, recording, and performing without constraints of a 9 to 5 job. The transition has pushed me to a more disciplined and creative. I've been embracing new learning opportunities, collaborating with other artists. Oh, did I skip a whole? Yes. Oh, no, I didn't. Other artists, and most importantly, connecting with my audience on a deeper level. I'm still navigating the financial uncertainties, but the joy I feel in pursuing my passion makes it all worth it. I think the last part of this question is, it's essential to have a plan in place, set goals, and save some money, and assess your support system. But when you truly believe in your dreams, don't be afraid to take that leap. It's all about finding what brings you joy, and fulfillment. Ultimately, life is about the experiences we create. Pursuing what we love can lead to incredible opportunity.
Yeah, for you to go back to when you was 9, you took a risk to make a decision on your dreams. The first thing is believe it in yourself. And you show that in the beginning of that paragraph as she read. I look at it as you had a vision. You definitely had destiny on your side. I was just saying to make a decision at a young age, and from you working in a 9 to 5, and decided to quit the job and seek your dreams, your goals, your vision. It was just, like I say, it was outstanding, and I know it was not easy.
I'm gonna be honest. For me, as an artist, a fellow artist, always having a passion for music was the foundation of just getting engulfed into it, because you had a passion for something that you focused on, and when you begin to dedicate yourself to that particular focus, you understood, I have to make a decision regardless of how scary this could be. You know what I'm saying? And how turbulent and the just the unexpected things that you can experience while taking this risk. But the fact that regardless of having all those anxieties and fears in a natural state, you said, nah, I believe in me. And you had that gumption to say, I don't care. I care about this. This is what fulfills me. I'm going to move on. But the other part that really got me was, you said you made a plan. Most success, of course, requires execution, but you have to write the vision and make it plain. So when you begin to create a plan and put your thoughts down to come up with a plan to navigate yourself on how you were going to push, press, fight, hustle, grind to get that out there, that was like, okay, I have a foundation just from creating a plan. So now it's time to put it in motion. All right. So the second question is, As always, we appreciate you sharing your insight, and we've gotten a few more questions. We have a few more questions for you. But before we get into all of that, can you take a minute to introduce yourself and give our readers some of your background and context? Your response was, as a multifaceted artist and entrepreneur, I've always embraced the idea of being a jack of all trades. My journey as a rapper, singer, songwriter, actor, and shoe designer have been a deeply personal and immersive exploration of creativity. My art is a reflection of my life experiences, and I draw inspiration from a variety of sources, be it the hustle and triumph of everyday people, the energy of urban culture, and the intricate stories we all carry. Each of our songs, for instance, act as a storytelling and medium where I channel my own experiences and those of my community. My single Drinks on Me, which earned a gold record, captures the celebratory spirit of togetherness, illustrating the moments that bring us joy. Acting as Acting has also allowed me to dive into narratives and emotions that resonate with me. The diverse roles I've taken on in TV and film not only expand my artistic range, but also deepen my understanding of storytelling in all its forms. Through my work as a shoe designer and clothing line owner, I focus on merging style with comfort, aiming to create pieces that resonate with individuality and confidence. Fashion is an extension of artistry, and I strive to empower those who wear my designs. My mission is to inspire creativity and perseverance. My marketing and promotions company, NB Promotions, is a platform that helps emerging artists and brands find their voice. I believe in lifting others as I climb, ensuring that my success paves the way for others in the industry. I view my investments in business ventures as a part of my creative journey. Building websites and developing my own brands allow me to merge technology with art, showcasing the versatility of creative expression. In essence, my focus is on exploration, whether that's through music, fashion, or business. I aim to break boundaries and redefine what it means to be an artist. I want to leave a legacy that shows passion, hard work, and continuous pursuit of greatness, inspiring others to explore their own creative paths.
I just look at it like a reflection of your journey that you took, and oh, there was so much in that. Yeah, I just look at it as a reflection of your journey that you decided to take for your life, and you executed that. I mean, being able to have your own shoes and design your own shoes, that's amazing.
I think that that particular answer for me was like when you stated, hey, I've always been a jack of all trades. Just the fact that you were a jack of all trades, sometimes it's difficult for a jack of all trades to hone in on multiple things simultaneously and execute. So with that, I know it's been a challenge for me. So with listening to the fact that you were able to still write and create music, still going auditions because you said you did film in the interview. The fact that, hey, I'm also going to start this marketing business as a CEO to assist those who can't, because I see the struggle. I've been living the struggle, so I want to give an opportunity for other people to get exposed, and what they do with that is on them. But I want to give them a place, more or less a safe haven, to be able to explore in that venture when it comes to NB Promotions. Then to top on that, you only mentioned the shoes. To be able to design shoes still while writing music, still while doing all the other things that you didn't mention in the interview that I don't want to bring up. It's like it's a lot. And you were able to do it. So that answer was inspiring to say, okay, for me personally, and hopefully for others that listen to this conversation, it was like, okay, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. You can't say it's impossible because MB did it, you know. And that's just to scratch the surface of people having multiple abilities, and the fact that you did the research to be able to do all those things, because understand that you had to do the research to be able to be multifaceted, but you had to have the natural talent to want to, because you had to come up with ideas, 7 days a week on my grind. You had to come up with different ideas to just be able to stay in the space and grow the space that came from the foundation of what you were doing. And I just found it, again, inspirational to say, it's possible. It made me say, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
That was excellent, Royalty. That was great. That was good.
Thank you. It's just what I feel. I think I feel the passion of it because of on the artist and business level. So it just makes me think about how I need to focus my drives and my energy and be more consistent. I think consistency kills dreams. I think that drive, that if you don't have the drive that we got to witness in this interview, you always be looking at it like it's impossible, when in fact, if you continue, anything is possible, especially with God on your side.
Amen. Never giving up. I can hear the passion that's coming from your heart.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel that because you are an artist.
you feel a little goosey. It made you feel a little tingly.
Right.
How you want to move to the next question? Your next question that they ask you. We'd love to hear a story of resilience from your journey. Absolutely. I'd be happy to share a story that highlights my resilience. A few years ago, I faced a life-altering challenge when I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. The diagnosis was shocking, and I quickly found myself in a precarious situation. My condition escalated to the point where my life was in jeopardy. I remember feeling overwhelmed and scared, but I decided that I wouldn't let fear define my journey. I turned to my faith, which became the source of my strength during this tumultuous time. Remarkably, just 4 months later, I experienced a significant turn of events that I could only describe as miraculous. I was told that I showed no traces of diabetes. However, that wasn't the end of my health challenges. 2 years ago, I faced another critical situation where I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. At one point, my heart was functioning at a mere 10%. The fear and uncertainty returned, but I once again leaned on my faith and support from my loved ones. I committed myself to a rigorous health protocol, diet changes, exercise, and strong focus on mental well-being. Today, my heart is functioning at 41%, a significant improvement that I'm incredibly grateful for. Each day is still a battle, but I approach it with a renewed sense of purpose and resilience. These experiences have taught me that resilience isn't just about enduring challenges, it's about looking for hope, finding the strength to fight, and embracing life despite of the struggles. My journey has shaped not only my health, but also my character. I learned the importance of advocacy, both for myself and for those facing similar health challenges. It drives me to encourage resilience in those around me, reminding them that even in the darkest moments, hope and healing are possible. I'm blessed to be here to share my story and carry that sense of gratitude into everything that I do.
For you to endure, that's a major storm to overcome your fear, like you had mentioned. with your heart, with your heart at a 10%. And there are people walking around here. I don't know what the percentage of the heart is. It 70 to, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Like I was saying, with your heart at a 10%, and you're still grinding. You're still moving. You got movement. That you're still got the production. You still got your grind. You never gave up on yourself. That's a lot. And then right now you're saying your heart's at a 41%, and you're still haven't changed. You still made a decision in your mindset to just I got to keep going. I got to keep doing this because it's your dream. It's your passion. To hear that, it makes me think, what am I doing? you know, what am I doing here wrong? Because to hear a man, especially as a black man, face so many different obstacles in their life, and when your health and condition when your health is in a messed up state, and for you to keep going, you made a decision. I'm gonna change the way I eat. I'm gonna change the way, exercise, and you made a righteous decision right away. And then the most important thing you said, you had to overcome their fear with your faith, because you put your faith into it, and that you put your foot on the gas and still moving.
I mean, first I want to talk about type 2 diabetes because I wasn't there, but you shared the story with me years ago, when we, met each other. My mom was on insulin, so with diabetes as well. So that was like, whoa. But my mom was also diagnosed with sickle cell disease and given 6 months to live, but she celebrated 75 on Friday. But at the same time, to listen to you.
Yes, yes, love it. Can't listen to the doctors.
Yeah, I know God is real. And to hear him share that story, it made me think of how real God is
Mm-hmm.
when it came to, like you said, Slim, what I'm doing. Like, I mean, I've been through life and death type situations throughout life, but just to hear and to know that a person went through that and to meet them. I think it was 2 years after you had went through diabetes that I met you.
Mm-hmm.
And to share the story, I was like, he's somebody. He's somebody. I understand that, but you had just went through the diabetes like maybe a year and a half, right? So that was like, it's something about this guy that God love this dude. This dude hit
Mm-hmm.
different.
Absolutely. Still have
So
purpose.
in the journey of us being friends and working together, and him being a major support when it comes to pushing me and going ham every 5 seconds about me not posted, about me not going live, about me not, and what you doing, why you ain't blase, booze and blah. But even with that, it was always some, you dope. People need to hear you, because I'm really trying to distract myself. I'm really trying to distract myself from not getting emotional about the heart situation, because I was there, and we've been friends for a long time. I was there, and he's so stubborn. He's so stubborn. But I was like, no, hospital. Yeah. And when he finally agreed, I knew something was wrong because he don't agree on nothing. But to be there and to witness him go from barely being able to walk, I was there to be him being energetic. The guy that you see on Bigo that's like this, like this, he went from this to taking 5 steps and having to sit down. It was hard to witness, but I couldn't let him know that, because as much as he's been a strength to me to encourage me in life obstacles, not just as an artist, but as a person. I had to just be strong and say, hey, I'm right here. Friend, you've been a friend to me. I'm going to be a friend to you. To watch him go from 10%, to see him hooked up to the machines, to the masks, the tubes, the wires, the emergency operation. Like, it was really, really something. So to see him back to is a blessing for me, because I got to witness firsthand the process of his journey over this last almost 3 years coming up. I'll never forget the date. I'll never forget it. So just to know that, and to know a person personally that overcame and that persevered through that thing, to where they're saying you will never be able to, you will not recover, and to watch God do something different. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, and I think that is for him to share that with the world is a blessing, because you don't know what the next person is saying. I got to give up on my dream and my passion because my this, or my health with that, or my health with this. But if he could do it, like he said in the first question, when he saw the other artists that inspired him to say, if he can do it, I can do it. To me, that says, if he can overcome health obstacles and still press forward to be who he is, well, I can too. I don't have to let this be the end of me, but I can let it be a fresh start as I continue to gather myself and restore and allow God to heal me and restore me and keep pressing on. But I'm going to say this though, in the midst of this 10%, 12%, and whatever percents before this 40, he was still getting up in the morning saying, hey, I'm working.
Oh gosh.
I'm working out. He's like, I gotta go do what I do. NB promotion still running. I still have to do what I do. And I was like, you should be resting. I'm like, what are you doing? I gotta work. I gotta work, because if I don't focus on the things that I do, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. So that was remarkable to me. And I thank God for allowing me to witness it and be a part of it and to be inspired by it.
You know, the thing that stood out for me is to hear y'all's relationship. You've been knowing for a little time, and I heard you use the word encourage. So it makes me think, like, who's encouraging him? Because to have the strength that he had, and you're saying, you know, he's still like, I still got to work on his laptop. That's a strength that's, I don't know where that come from. I hear him always say he's an alien. I mean, I'm starting to wonder, like, who does that? At your heart is at a 10%, and your mind is still focused on, no, I gotta keep going. I still gotta do dot 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 dot.
Well,
My goodness.
to answer you on that, he encouraged me a lot before he went through that. So guess what I had to do? I had to step up and be a friend and encourage him, because he poured into me. And when you friends, and when you like the type of people that you can really have a conversation, an in-depth conversation with, and it be inspired one you to another, I had to step up and be a friend. I had to be a friend to respect when he didn't need me to talk. I had to be a friend to allow him to spend his time with God in his restoration. But I also had to be a friend to say, you got this, because God favored you. You one of them. You chosen. That's what he said to me. I wasn't going through a health scare. I did, but we ain't talking about me. He encouraged me during that time, but we have to learn how to reciprocate that friendship. And I'm grateful that I was allowed to be a part of encouraging him while he still persevered as hard as he did. So yeah, I don't know. I think Slim still was responding.
I mean, no, I was just saying, basically hearing the word encouragement, that's important to be able to encourage each other, because it needs to be reciprocated with both individuals, because we all need that. We need encouragement. We need to hear when we're doing right, when we're doing wrong.
This 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 was lit. This was the strategies that you spoke on, Slim. How can we best help foster a strong, supportive environment for artists and creatives? And your answer was, to effectively support artists and creatives, society needs to adopt a multifaceted approach that addresses various barriers, enhances opportunities for creative expression. Here are several key strategies. Number one, funding and grants. Establishing more accessible grants and opportunities, funding opportunities, grants, and fellowships that can alleviate financial stress from artists. Government and private organizations should invest in grants and programs specifically designed for emerging and established artists alike, enabling them to focus on their work rather than financial survival.
Like you saying, the importance of receiving grants, that's like half the battle, because you have the funding for what you're trying to do. To be able to do it and you're still, making, I don't know how often an individual get paid, because like I said, I don't know much about the business, but I'm sure it's not weekly or monthly or maybe every 5 months or something. I'm just going to say that. But that's very important, especially for our culture. We need funding for what we're doing. So to mention about the politics side of it is vital, is needed.
I want to add to what she said, because I definitely concur with what she just shared. I want to say this from an artist perspective and as an entrepreneur perspective, but especially to the artist, from the artist perspective, funding and financial opportunities outside of the record labels for independent artists would be such a game changer, because of the fact that you have to literally slice your risk and pour it on a paper and get a contract and do everything that they want you to do in order for them to pretend as if they're going to make you worldwide or international, because that's not even a guarantee. I mean, this is off article, but NB has expressed at this point in the live that they wanted him to do a whole lot of things to get them deals. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of sacrifice that was going to have to take place. They have, once you sign over, they can choose to really, really have your back and put you out there or put you on a shelf. And then but you're locked into this contract. So to have an independent, have an independent artist funded through grants and other funding opportunities would be a major game changer. So that's my elaboration on point one, in conjunction to the fact that you have some insight on how to get
Making funds.
So yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna say this, that just to give a minimized backstory. You guys are already aware that that NB was a part of my single by Yaya. It's featuring NB. But I'm saying that to say what you did with emotions. So when it comes to me putting the song out there, because he know I'm stubborn too. He was like, put the song out there, and I was like, nah, I just want to see how the people feel about it. He was like, you need to let NB Promotions get behind that thing. Let it, you know what I'm saying? So, nah, I'm gonna let it breathe for a minute. Let's just see how the people feel. But what I did not understand is exposure to different platforms creates energy and opportunities. And if I had not say, all right, do what you do, be who you are for royalty music, there's a lot of exposure and energy that came from Bayayai that wouldn't have came from Bayayai if it had not been for what took place with NB Promotions. If anybody misses the opportunities, but he know this, that if I wasn't, he did understand this, even though he didn't like it, that if I wasn't going to put into work after he put into work, then he was looking at me goofy, and I was looking at him like, I don't want you to waste your time if I'm not going to put into work after you put the work in. So there was a mutual respect and disappointment from him to me, concerning because of his belief system.
Well, what I was saying earlier was, it sounds like to me people need to give you whatever it is they're trying to do, because you're gonna take it and you're gonna make it happen. That's what it sounds like to me. You're gonna take it and elevate it, take it to another level. You're gonna push them to make it, post like she was just saying. Yeah, to hear that, I had no idea to that magnitude.
But understand, I didn't know either until I needed a producer, and he said, "Take the post down. You could have asked me, But I'm kind of spoiled in having a live band." And he said, "Tomorrow you're gonna have an email. Your email is gonna be filled with producers." And when I woke up the next day, I was overwhelmed. And out of that, those people who reached out to me and producers from all over the world and everywhere in the United States, I found the beat for Bayaya, and I wrote my first trap song. And that was because of what Promotions did for me. So even from the gate and the foundation of the song, if it wasn't for what NB Promotions did to expose me to the beat, I had to pick it. I was so sick of listening to the beats. I wasn't sick of it. I was loving it, but it was like, oh my God, oh my God. But when I heard that, because of what he did, it allowed me to get that and to create the energy that I did off of it and go from there. So yes, it was like that. And that was just the beginning. That don't mention after the production and after the connects and all of that, and the videos and interviews and stuff.
That is amazing. I'm speechless. That's amazing for him to do what he did. We need people like that in our lives. I mean, I'm in awe right now. I don't know what to say. I didn't have no idea. I would love to hear the song too as well.
All digital platform. I just mess with you.
I don't understand the gist of the industry like this. So I'm learning.
I mean, but I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna say this, that even though we talk a lot of industry because of the fact that we are artists, it spills over to businesses, because I've been a part, and not a part, but I've been a witness to NB Promotions marketing pressure washing companies, childcare centers, and them elevating their business and intake and retention based off of what he's done for them, and doing a massive increase in enrollments and business opportunities based off of what he did to get the company exposed. Now, once you get the exposure, how you treat the people that come to you is on you. That's on you to keep them, but the exposure is real. So when it comes to that, it's not just about music, it's about business as a whole, and what you do with that business is on you. If you know how you want it to go, then you can maximize off of what NB Promotion does based off of your intellect and your goals and your grind and your things that you want to do. So with that being said, it's not just about music. It can go across the board in business to be a real profitable opportunity. The number 2 strategy: affordable workspaces. Providing affordable and versatile studio spaces can help reduce the economic burden on artists. Community-based art spaces, cooperative studios, and incubators can facilitate collaboration and help creatives network while keeping costs down.
To me, you're piggyback on the first question, having your studio space at affordable price, which we mentioned in the first portion. It would help with the grants. Yes, because in business, that's what we need. You royalty and you artists is the funding.
The beginning, because in the artist space, I mean, I know what it costs to do a studio session. I know what it was hard to be able to keep making music and paying for a studio with quality engineers and production abilities. So it's a lot. Next strategy was education and training. Investing in artist trainings at all levels, from primary schools to higher education, can foster the next generation of creatives. Additionally, offering workshops and professional development programs for both aspiring and established artists will improve their skill set and adaptability in various markets.
The education and training aspect of it, would be great for the youth, like you had mentioned, because you're so gifted and talented that needs to be shared abroad. I mean, even for you to go into the schools, recording arts, schools and teach, even if it's just a small portion, the kids would appreciate that coming from you, who have already done it in the business for 20 years. And the way that hearing you in reality, it sounds like in your mind, you can just hear something and quickly you'll be able to execute whatever it is. I love that part. I mean, I hear you saying about the homeless, which is very important, but we also got to think about the next generation.
I know when it comes to the education and training, I know we've had discussions about NBU Center that had a music department in that center with a studio that could help youth get that particular training. Okay, so the fourth strategy was public awareness and appreciation. Society needs to cultivate a deeper appreciation for artists. They can be achieved through public campaigns, community events, and partnerships with cultural organizations that highlight the importance and impact of the arts in our daily lives. Encouraging dialogue around the value of creativity can enhance public support.
On that part, just for upcoming artists to be able to perform like in the clubs or even at parks or different festivals is needed. So they need to be able to recognize upcoming artists, like you had mentioned, in your in your art.
Public awareness and appreciation. Society needs to cultivate a deeper appreciation for the arts that can be achieved through public campaigns, community events, and partnerships with cultural organizations that highlight the importance and impact of the arts on our daily lives. Encouraging dialogue around the value and creativity can enhance public support. That was the strategy. I think that I personally, on a personal level, in relation to my response, creating positive environments for artists to get exposure also can encourage artists to bring about a more, I don't want to say censored creativity, but I'm going to say, when you come into certain settings as an artist, it's best to conduct yourself a certain way so that you can gain a particular audience, even though you may have a certain space or image that you want to portray. And if you want to get into a positive light, then I'm not saying you got to be singing kumbaya music. I mean, but I'm saying that you're not going to a youth event talking about blowing somebody's head off. I think that's controversial and that definitely not. But even though a society is pushing those negative narratives, I think that artist culture, artist creativity should be taken back because it's so much that's being programmed in the industry that creates such a negative effect that they're making us out of drones. They're making us drones to listen to what they create. And I think that great music and artistry and creativity needs to be taken back. You need to hear another voice. You go ahead.
No, I'm learning and listening to the both of y'all. Like I said, I had no idea. I really truly didn't. So I would love to continue to hear you on the artist side of the business. I mean, I'm learning and listening. I can't step into a lane that I don't know much about.
Got it. I think though he was just talking about even though we gave a little piece at the beginning of about the article, he wanted to give us basically your overall perspective of the article in a nutshell as the final outro for you.
In a nutshell, for me, if I was able to rap or sing, I would definitely be hooking up, connecting with NB.
Yeah.
He's the man, without a shadow of doubt. That's what I can't say.
But I said a lot in the beginning, so I'm gonna say that I'm just grateful for again the execution and the information that was shared that was from one level to the next. It just seems like from the beginning of the interview, it warmed you up and it just elevated throughout as far as the way your mind think. And I don't just think about it on a music level. I think about it on a business level. No, I'm talking about my in a nutshell for the interview and what I read. It just elevated throughout. The information was deep and insightful, and it really made my brain think not just on an artist and creative space, but on a business space. Because there are a lot of ventures I've started in business and didn't proceed with, or that are just on pause right now because of inconsistency and not and being allowing myself. We can allow ourselves to be distracted. So I'm grateful for the information. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I was. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, it was. It made my brain think beyond. It made me think beyond what I thought. It also confirmed certain things that I may have been feeling in a space of apprehension, and it made me kind of want to focus, or have a desire to focus more on my artistry and my business side of me, because I know that I am both.
Like I said earlier, just the whole article from the beginning to the end, and hearing the story that I just learned a lot about who NB is, to still at 10%, I heard royalty say you was still in the hospital working. Yeah, I mean, it's like you just said earlier, just giving you your flowers now. Hearing this article, it shifted some things in me. Like I said earlier, like, what am I doing? Like she was saying, with her business and her as an artist, we got to step our game up.
Thank you for
Thank you
having me.
so much, Rarity. I really appreciate your words. I learned a lot.
I learn about people, so I appreciate the opportunity to be on here, and I appreciate just getting to know you and know the business mind of you, what part you expose. If there's opportunity for us to collaborate in the future, then I'll be definitely excited about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I still want to hear your song too as well. So MB,
All
could
right,
you share that?
I'm gonna put it in the team. It's gospel hip hop. Just so you have the general, because that is my foundation, gospel
Oh,
music.
you do gospel? Okay, okay. So I
Yeah, I
didn't
do
know that. I
gospel.
didn't
I
know that.
do different genres of gospel. I do neo soul, worship and
Mhm.
praise, and hip hop gospel. But the foundation of my music is always gospel, and the subcategories may fall into different variations.
Okay.